Coming up on Football Today, it is a massive festive season in the EPL. We take a look at match weeks 18 and 19 as they take place starting tomorrow morning all the way through to next Friday. Can Aston Villa finish the year on top of the EPL table? Can Arsenal finally win a game at Anfield? And how do we go at trivia this week? Not great, but you'll have to tune in to find out because Football Today starts right now. Hello and welcome to Football Today for a very special Christmas preview because we are going to hit the festive season full of running and full of football in the EPL. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly. I'm up and about because we have the game of the season this weekend. I'm joined, as always, by Liam, the Stats Guy McAllion, in his Chelsea scarf. They won Carabao Cup game by penalties yesterday morning.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. The penalties, Marcus was trying to live stream each video to me because I didn't have the BN Sports account.
We were legally streaming it.
Legally, he was. Yeah.
Free trial, but it was a legal stream.
But we're into the Final Four, which I'm very surprised about. Something to cheer about for a Chelsea fan.
And the aforementioned Marcus Bazzano has finally decided to grace us with his presence at 11:45.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for being here. Good stuff. All right, boys, how are we going today? We're feeling good coming into, as Stats Guy and I just had a look at it about 5 minutes before we started. There are 3 match days in about 10 days.
It's crazy.
Christmas
Awesome.
period.
Yeah. How good? How good? From tomorrow morning, aka Friday here in Australia, we have games of football from 7 a.m. all the way through till 6:45 a.m. on January 3rd. Every morning
awesome.
there's EPL.
Yeah, Chelsea play on Christmas Day, so
That's a bad way to start. That's a bad way to start Christmas.
We'll beat Wolves hopefully. So we'll see.
So we're going to preview, have a look over match weeks, match days 18 and 19 here. We won't do a show on Tuesday. Again, it's Boxing Day, Christmas, we've got to have some time with our friends and family. We will be back next Thursday when I think it's the Manchester City game. When that finishes, we will cover off what's going on in match weeks 18 and 19. There'll be one game left in match week 19, which is Arsenal and West Ham. So we'll have a look at that and then have a look at the weekend's games. And I believe it's just me, Stats Guy. Aren't you away?
Possibly.
Okay, so we'll just work with Stats Guy and I for now. All right, let's get straight into it. As always, a nah to kick off the show, and the Stats Guy has done it today.
Yeah, I'm very excited from Aston Villa, obviously up to third at the moment. My nah is Villa will finish on top of the table to end 2023 in Australia because of the time differences. So by the end of 2023, I think on New Year's Day Australian time, Arsenal play.
Yep.
But will Villa finish on top of the table?
I love how Stats Guys brought in a technicality because technically Arsenal do play on New Year's Eve.
Well, I just want Villa to. I just want to look on like New Year's Eve and going, oh, Villa on top of the table. That'd be pretty cool.
You go, Marcus.
Well, to be fair, I don't want to do a spoiler for the show, but my big call for the weekend was Aston Villa to be top. So
I'm
going to say yeah. I think they will be. They got a generous sort of couple games.
Yep.
A tough one against Manchester United at Old Trafford, which. Yeah. Tough on paper, but I think they actually can. With Liverpool and Arsenal playing each other helps.
I need to have a look at the table here because they'll have 9. They'll more than likely, in my point of view, they'll have 9 points. So I guess they'll be on top of the table.
I can't believe that
on that technicality because I think they'll win all 3 games. So that would put them on 47 points. And if Arsenal win their 2 games, they will be on 45, and Liverpool, if they win theirs, will be on 44. So
Liverpool, Arsenal play each other this weekend.
Yes.
So if they get a draw out of that'll help with Villa.
There we go. I didn't think we'd all say on that one. Villa, top of the table, just at some point, it's just awesome, I reckon.
Yeah. Just shows how bad of a manager Steven Gerrard is.
Yeah. Or how good Unai Emery is. Maybe
that's how bad Gerrard is because he had the same squad except for Pau Torres and one other player.
They brought in a couple.
They brought in a few players. Yeah.
The majority of it's
Unai Emery's been
everyone likes that.
How bad is Steven Gerrard? He bad. Oh, he bad. All right, let's have a look into these games over this weekend. Of course, the main game, top of the table, first versus second, 4:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Little Christmas treat for myself. My girlfriend has said, Alex, I'm not staying over on Saturday night because you're getting up to watch football. I'm like, that's fine. Arsenal and Liverpool go head to head. Now of note, Arsenal have not beaten Anfield in the league since 2012, and Stats Guy's got a little stat here about Liverpool this season.
Yeah, we were talking about it before. Liverpool unbeaten in 13 home games this season. That's all comps. So they just, you can't beat them in Anfield at the moment, even with that atmosphere that we talked about last podcast. It's lacking a bit. I think they'll lift that atmosphere and it'll be very hard to beat at Anfield.
12 wins and 1 draw to be exact. The 12th win was this morning where they absolutely smashed West Ham.
Yeah, I looked at the scores this morning. I think it was 1-0, then 2-1. I was like, West Ham might have a sneaky chance. 5-1 in the end.
So I think Arsenal can win this game. I'm going to, of
What a
course, I'm going to
surprise.
think
You're in your
Arsenal
Arsenal
will win there. But in fairness, I have been a realist at times. I'm like, we're going terribly. I don't like anything about this. But the big difference between this year and last year when Arsenal drew 2-2, Declan Rice and William Saliba, they weren't playing that day.
They're out. Big outs.
One of them playing in that game, Arsenal would have won that game, I feel. I think they are building really well. The domination of Brighton over the weekend and also Liverpool playing the 2 games in a week. So it gives Klopp his outshows. Arsenal had the rest during the week and we had to play. So there's Klopp's out. But I think the way that Arsenal have been building, I think that they can get this done. And this really sets them up to potentially win the title later in the season. Same could be said for Liverpool.
Yep.
Arsenal, very shaky at the back. Now and then, they're just known for one complete clustermucker game. Haven't had one in a couple of weeks. It's been good.
No.
So I can't wait for it to happen at 5:30 on Sunday morning. But I think this is going to be one of the games of the season. I don't think it'll be a draw. I think we get a winner.
Oh, I think we get a draw.
Yep.
I just think Liverpool, you talked about 2-2 last season. Liverpool, a completely different team from last year in terms of form,
Yeah,
squad.
Rob Holding playing.
Yeah, but no, they were so bad not so bad Liverpool, but they were pretty ordinary last season.
Yeah,
not
compared to their
themselves.
high standards, yeah.
The fortress is back, and I think it'll be a night game for them. I'm pretty sure. wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a night game.
So that atmosphere, I think, is going to be bouncing.
5:30 kickoff on, what is it, the 23rd of December. So Christmas weekend. This could be a long weekend for some Liverpool fans if they get the job done.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite. We're building up to a Liverpool win. I think they're gonna beat Arsenal. I do think it'll be really close, maybe like a 2-1 or something like that. Liverpool. There's a stat. Liverpool have won each of their last 4 EPL night matches to 0. I don't think it's going to be to 0 because Arsenal.
I'd like to see who they've played in those night games.
Yeah,
too.
I actually don't know. It just says 2-0, but I do back Liverpool, especially at home. If this was at Emirates, I would definitely back Arsenal.
Oh, Arsenal got a great record against them at the
there.
Emirates, but no.
Both these sides have really good records at home. So I'm going to lean towards Liverpool. I think you got Salah, you've got Szoboszlai, who we've talked up as one of their better players
this
as well.
morning.
Scored again this morning. So yeah, you got all the players in form. I don't mind them.
Yeah. All right. Wolves and Chelsea, that's sort of one of the other main games of the weekend, and it's also on Sunday. So really gives us a long lead in towards the weekend. So Wolves knocked off Chelsea 1-0 last game, and they've only lost once in their past 6. You two are our Chelsea fans. Take it away.
I've got my Chelsea scarf on. You go, Marcus.
Well, historically, we don't have the greatest records when we go and travel to Wolves at Molineux.
No.
Other than that one time where Fikayo Tomori scored that banger from like 40 yards.
Nice.
I think Tammy Abraham got a...
That's how long ago it was. Tammy Abraham was playing.
I
Mason
wish
Mount,
we still had
Tammy
Tammy Abraham. I was going to get a jersey of him, and then we got rid of him. I was so mad.
But no, we really struggle against them. So I'm actually really concerned. I'm not very optimistic. I think, a draw over there. They're playing well at home, particularly as well this season.
They win this game, they're equal with you on points.
Yeah,
Wolves,
well,
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that could definitely happen. So I'm honestly just going to go for a point here.
Yep. A draw.
Says about the club at the moment, more about the club than...
Yeah, I was about to say the fact that you're saying, we'll be happy to walk away from the Molineux with the draw.
I wouldn't be happy with it, but that's realistically what I think we'll get out of it.
That's not good.
Yeah, no.
I am going to lean towards a Chelsea win. I think every time, I think I said this before we started the show, every time I wear this scarf on a show or something to do with you guys, Chelsea end up getting smashed. So
Mark this one down, please,
mark this
Gerald.
one down. I do think we can get a win. You got Mudryk, when he scored the other day in the EFL Cup, I know it's the EFL Cup, it looked like a massive weight come off his shoulders. He's looking up in the air saying, thank God I just scored a goal. I'm hoping that a few of those Chelsea guys get a bit of confidence
You're
from
hoping
that.
it's the Kai Havertz effect.
The Kai Havertz effect, yeah. Well, there was a few Kai Havertz effects where he scored some winners in Champions League and then he came back to the league. I was like, oh.
No, but what I mean is like he scored that goal against Brentford and then he scored 4 goals since.
I would, absolutely love that with Mudryk. I think a few Chelsea players are like that. Other than Cole Palmer, Gallagher, a few others that have already got their confidence up. I think some Chelsea players are starting to get their confidence up, but I think we can get a win against Wolves and turn the bad form against them around.
Well, big thing is Nkunku might start.
I wouldn't risk starting him. Which would be just wait another 2 days. Play him in the middle game that you play.
He came off the bench, made his debut in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Play him off the bench again. Don't rush him back. You guys do not need another injury.
Yeah, I think he's a massive in as well. If he can get some consistent games, I think Marcus is going to talk about that sort of topic later, but I think he's huge in if he can play really well for us.
Okay, and we'll look ahead to match week 19 because those are sort of the 2 of the main games. Like it's basically it's Arsenal and Liverpool. And their other games, they're interesting, but there's nothing that scrapes the heights of that. So we got 3 games that we want to have a quick chat about in match week 19. Of course, we're talking about Aston Villa finishing on top by the end of the year. So they need to go to Old Trafford for the Boxing Day match day and beat Manchester United. The way Manchester United are going at home right now, they can get it done. But Villa away have been quite scratchy. They got the job done due to a red card, I think. The red card helped them get the win last weekend against Brentford. But, geez, you can't be confident about Manchester United at home. They got whipped by Bournemouth, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. I just think that actually, I'm pretty interested to see how Manchester United approach this game. Will they be attacking at Old Trafford?
Or are they just trying to get drawn?
Or are they just still going to sit back a little bit and try and play on the counter? But I still think Villa should get the job done.
You just think that Ollie Watkins up front if he goes up against Johnny Evans, is just going to have a field day. I know Varane's back in the team and what's happened to Rafael Varane? Let's talk about that. He's was one of the best defenders in the world.
Even last year,
Old Trafford and just like, oh yeah.
No, even last year in the Premier League at Old Trafford, it was good.
They also had David De Gea at the back there. He had the most clean sheets of the year. Like, they were fantastic defensively. But now it's just like, oh yeah.
Johnny Evans.
His injury cost him, and then Maguire was in some good form, and I think I was still flabbergasted that he couldn't get his way back into that into that team despite Maguire's form.
Yeah, I think you got to take Villa. Just even if they get a draw out of this, I think that's a good result because Old Trafford, no matter how United are going, as I've mentioned on the earlier podcast in the week, I don't think Man U are going horribly in the league. I think the Champions League's making them look worse. So I think this is going to be a draw just because both teams. I don't think they're as far apart as a lot of people think they are. So I'm going to go for a draw in this one.
So this game is in Australian time, Wednesday, 27th of December, 7 a.m. So that's nice.
Good time.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. The next game we'll have a touch on. We'll quickly touch on it. We'll talk more about it next week. But Arsenal and West Ham, obviously Declan Rice going up against his old team for the first time in the league. They did play each other in the Carabao Cup, I think, earlier on in the season.
They might have actually. Yeah.
I can't honestly. It was the Carabao Cup, and because you have to have beIN Sports and pay $150 a year for it. Didn't get it, didn't watch it, so I can't even tell you what happened. This is at Emirates next Friday, 7:15 a.m. We'll just touch on it more that it's Declan Rice against his old side. You think at home Arsenal will get the job done. I know West Ham are flying, but Arsenal at home, very tough to beat.
Yeah, I still have question marks over West Ham quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I just think Arsenal should get the job done. I would be surprised.
West Ham are 8th.
I would be surprised if they don't win at 2-3-0, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think away from home, West Ham at home in all competitions have been pretty solid, but I don't trust them away from home, especially at Emirates where like Anfield, it's just an absolute fortress at the moment. So Arsenal are going to smash them. Declan Rice, I reckon, is going to score a goal against his old team. Not allowed to celebrate. I don't like that rule, that thing in the Premier League, the respect. You're not allowed to celebrate. I think you should be able to celebrate harder against your old team. That's just funny.
I don't mind it because it does, like, unless you've left in less than ideal circumstances.
Enough, yeah.
I get it. Like, if he scores and just runs to the side, like, where they celebrate in front of the Arsenal fans, I'm fine with that because he'd just more do that rather than,
run to the West Ham end.
Yeah, like Emmanuel Adebayor did when he scored against Arsenal. Like, he did that. So I don't mind it if you've, like, João Felix celebrated against Atletico a few weeks ago when he does not want to be at Atletico. No. He's at Barcelona on loan. So I'm okay with it with a bit of respect. But if it's like, it was like a 90th minute winner, you'd go off. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Did you see Bruno Guimaraes' celebration when he scored in the penalty shootout against Chelsea?
Yeah, it was like they won the game.
He is? And I'm going to say, Borja broke his ankles in that game, and he was just like, I don't know what he wants, a FIFA card or something.
He is.
He's a and it's Eddie Howe going like how badly he's being treated. The bloke's been elbowing people in the head and trying to break ankles for 3 months. People don't like him. He's a grub. It's pretty simple. Like, honestly, he elbowed Jorginho in the back of the head. Then he did it in another game. Was it against Manchester United?
Yeah,
in the Carabao Cup game.
Yeah, and then he cleaned up some little kid.
Ian Maatson. He just went for him, and then Mudryk confronted him, which my goat.
Yeah, your goat, Mudryk. Sure. Anyway, we need to move on. We are getting way off topic, which is not unusual here on football today. So obviously we always talk about Ange Postecoglou and the status of Ange Ball, and we do want to talk about Brighton and Tottenham, which is also next Friday in match week number 19, because obviously we think Tottenham should get the job done at home against Everton. But let's go to Brighton and Tottenham. That's a great game at the Amex, again, next Friday, 29th of December. So I won't go into too deep, but Ange Ball status rolling into this 3-game period where I can't remember what their other game is. It's Bournemouth on the 1st of January. So you'd almost think that they should get 3 results, but you wouldn't be shocked if they only get 1 win from the 3.
Yeah, I agree.
Bournemouth is the one you can just like, yep, that's a win.
Yeah. They're not going too bad.
It's Bournemouth at home. They're playing them in London. So,
well, if anything, I think they could get a result against Brighton and maybe get a point against either Everton or Bournemouth.
Yeah.
just the way that Everton are
So
playing.
Ange Ball status is, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's what you got to think really when you lead
Mashing
into every
PlayStation
Ange
buttons?
If you're watching any team that Ange is going to coach at the moment at the top level, that's the fun part of it. You don't really know. There's going to be a lot of goals. Like I think Brighton have dropped off a bit, but the way their whole line is all the way up to past halfway. Tottenham, Brighton are going to score
They've
a
got a
couple
bit
of
of
goals.
speed out the back.
I reckon it could be like a 4-3 that game, and
Yeah,
Tottenham just win.
I think we could see like at least 8 goals from that game.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be one of the best games to watch.
Yep.
over the festive period.
Okay, I don't mind it.
Nice.
All right, so it was announced this morning, well, overnight for us here in Australia, that Bournemouth and Luton game that was postponed last week with Tom Lockyer collapsing, it was 1-1. They're going to replay it in full. What do we think?
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But considering it was 1-1,
Yeah.
I think it's more than
If it was
more than fair.
3-0, like in the 70th minute, you'd almost have to go, all right, we'll give you the win. But I think the fact that it's 1-1, got to replay it.
I think both teams would love to get 3 points as well.
Yeah.
Particularly relegation battle fight over one another, particularly both sides.
Particularly Luton, they're trying to get out of the relegation zone.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in Fantasy Premier League all over Twitter were filthy because Solanke scored that goal and they're wiping all the points from that game and people are filthy. They're
It's
like,
be great when he scores a hat-trick in the return game.
yeah, he might, exactly. He could score 2 goals. So people are filthy in fantasy, but I think that's fair. It's a bit of common sense. If it's 1-1, it starts 0-0 anyway, so that's all good.
Yeah. More football. All right, let's just quickly run through the games in match day 18 and 19. Just give me a result as we go through them. Crystal Palace and Brighton tomorrow morning, Friday morning, 7 a.m. This is a Crystal Palace home game at Selhurst Park. I think a draw.
Draw.
Palace.
Aston Villa, Sheffield United, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Villa.
Draw.
Really?
Oh, wait. Yeah, Manchester United.
Aston Villa and Sheffield.
Sheffield,
Stats Guy.
sorry. Aston Villa. Oh, yes, definitely Aston Villa. Win. I thought you said Manchester United.
What do you want, mate? West Ham and Manchester United, Saturday night. This is at London Stadium. Again, I'm going to go a draw.
I'm going to go West Ham.
West Ham.
Tottenham and Everton, London Stadium. Tottenham.
Draw.
Tottenham.
Notts Forest and Bournemouth, City Ground. First game for new coach Nuno after Steve Cooper was sacked during the week. Happy Christmas, Nuno and his Santa beard. Notts are going to win. Let's go. Sorry, Gerald, I hit the table.
Bournemouth.
Yep.
Yeah, Bournemouth as well.
No new coach bounce.
Nah.
that's a
actually,
myth.
last season I would. Nah, it's not because I
That's a
got on
myth.
it. I got on
That was
New Coach bounce.
Everton beat Arsenal with Shawnee Dice. First game in charge.
I think Notts. They're going to go down now
Oof.
with Nuno in charge.
Yep. Fulham and Burnley, Christmas Eve, 2 a.m. Fulham at home. They bounced back after getting whipped last week by Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm going to go Fulham.
Fulham are having a decent season, so you got to get them.
Luton Town and Newcastle at Kellenworth Road. Let's go, Luton. It's going to be a draw, but let's go, Luton.
It's going to be a draw.
All right, well, I'll go the same.
Yeah. Liverpool and Arsenal, we've talked about that. Arsenal.
Draw.
Liverpool.
Wolves and Chelsea, draw.
Draw.
Chelsea.
Yeah. Match day 19, we're going to make this go quicker. Newcastle and Notts Forest. Newcastle win at home.
Newcastle.
Yep.
Sheffield United and Luton. This is at Sheffield United's home ground. It's forgotten me, but I'm saying Luton will win that one.
I'm going to say a draw for that one.
Yeah, Luton.
Luton, I like it. Stats guy.
Bit of
Bournemouth and Fulham. This is Bournemouth home game. I think a draw.
I think Bournemouth.
I think Fulham.
Burnley and Liverpool. Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Yeah, if you're saying something else, then what are you doing?
Man United and Aston Villa. Old Trafford Villa.
I'm going to go a draw.
Draw, that was the one I said earlier.
Chelsea and Crystal Palace, Stamford Bridge. This will be your game on Thursday morning, so we'll be doing the podcast straight after this. I think Chelsea will get a win at home.
Yeah, the Chelsea.
Oh, we have 3 of us tipping Chelsea, so that's a definite loss.
Oh, what's going on here? Brentford and Wolves at GTEC Community Stadium. I'm going to go Wolves.
I'm going to go a draw.
I'll go Brentford, just to be different.
Yeah, right. Everton and Man City at Goodison. Come on, a draw. Dear God, please, a draw.
I'm going to go a draw, actually.
Oh, what are you doing, Man City? Come on.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hey,
Goodison.
Man City are playing somewhere in Asia at the moment in the Club World Cup. They're going to be tired. That's my theory.
They
I'm
can
working
play
on it.
their third team and they'll still get a result, I reckon.
All right. Brighton and Tottenham. This one, obviously, Brighton home game at the Amex. Draw.
Tottenham.
Arsenal and West Ham, Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah, Gunners.
All right, that brings us to our big calls for the weekend. We've had a few other ones here. So my big call for the weekend, I said it, I think Luton will win both of their games. Let's go, baby! Come on,
Oh, the
Luton!
table smack
Are
was
you
back
alright?
then
Are
for
you
a
alright?
second.
No, I nearly went. I was like, I can't do it. Producer Gerald, for all those listening, sort of chastised me. He said, please don't smack the table or I'll smack you one. So I've already
wait
done
till he
it.
bashes you later
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to get spin kicked at lunch. Yeah, that's my big call. Luton to win both games and
That is
try to drag themselves towards getting out of the relegation zone.
Well, we mentioned mine a little bit before, but I
Yeah.
think Aston Villa will be top after this match today.
Yeah, nice.
wow. Richarlison to score in the next 2 games. I think he's going to score. He's scored in the last couple, which I've been surprised about. We talked about earlier in the week versus Everton against his old team, and Bournemouth I reckon will leak a couple of goals. So especially against Everton, I think that would be an awesome goal to get against his old team. Get the pigeon celebration out at Goodison Park, and then Bournemouth as well.
Does he celebrate?
Yeah.
I
Does he
reckon
celebrate?
the type of person
No,
Richarlison
I reckon
is,
he would because he didn't leave on bad terms. He
Yeah.
wanted to go. They let him go. It seemed very civil. So I don't reckon.
Well, I
he
think the
would.
Everton fans were a little bit filthy, but
Yeah, but he had to leave.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Everton
just a
needed the
little
money.
sneaky pigeon, not a
Now,
full pigeon.
That just brings me to the question. Makes me think of it. So I don't like Richarlison. Who was the most unlikable player in the EPL?
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I'll get back to you.
I'm going to go Bruno Guimaraes or Bruno Fernandes.
Well,
Fernandes is a good shout.
I know. Emi Martinez. Can't stand him.
They're cool.
He's a
All
good player.
There we are. We really don't like people from South America. Ooh. All right, Doomsday scenario for the weekend. Mine's nice and simple. VAR ruins Liverpool and Arsenal. A contentious decision that's just adjudicated horrendously.
I don't think that's Doomsday. I think that would be hilarious.
It would
I
be
just
But
hilarious.
it's not for me just losing my mind at VAR, but for the league as a whole to have such a big game
True.
ruined by a terrible decision.
Would you say this if it goes in Arsenal's favour?
I would, yes, because I'm all for it coming out. Like Kai Havertz when he cleaned up.
Leo's shaking his head
Shut
behind
up,
the
Leo.
camera.
But no, Sean Longstaff, when he got cleaned up by Kai Havertz in the Newcastle game, Havertz should have been shown a red card. Guimaraes should have been sent off for the elbow to the head, and it shouldn't have been a goal. 3 horrendous no call decisions there.
Yeah, but that also 2-1 in Arsenal's favour in terms of VAR decisions
but it
there.
might have changed because Havertz should have been sent off before the elbow to the head.
True. But no, I think, my doomsday scenario is Christopher Nkunku injures himself, re-injures
don't
himself
even-
on Premier League debut.
You've just put it on the airways.
Well, that's a doomsday scenario.
It is. I might not be in the next show if he gets injured. I reckon that's not
You're going to
good.
be working from home, Stats Guy.
Yeah, I'll be
Fine.
crying. Anyway, my doomsday scenario is Man U. I wouldn't mind this happening, but it is doomsday. Man U lose both games in these next 2 game weeks. So you got West Ham away.
Yep.
Definitely not an easy one. And then Villa at home. As we mentioned, you got a few of us tipped Villa. So I think they could easily drop back down to 9th. Unless Chelsea get a couple of wins, they could go to 10th. So that'd be pretty interesting.
That is very fruitful thinking Chelsea are going to win 2 in a row.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I did tip us for some reason 2 in a row.
All right, that is the first half of the show done and dusted. We have rattled through all the games over the next, week and a bit here in the EPL. We'll be back after this. Leo's going to come in with the trivia question.
Lock in for a huge summer of slog sixes, rattle bales, and classic snags with the daily Cricket Today podcast. Keep up to date with all things BBL, BBL Supercoach, tests, ODIs, and T20s this summer, as well as the highlights and socials all season long. Search Cricket Today on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Welcome back to the second half of football today. We're going to throw it to social guy Leo for the trivia question. Now, as a reminder, the score is currently 1-1-1 from the 3 of us.
Really?
Yeah, you and I got
forgot about
one
the first one.
on Tuesday, and Marcus got one the week before. Safe to say we haven't been great at this so far. Let's go to Leo.
Oh, let's go, Leo.
All right, boys. Which team has featured in the highest attended and lowest attended matches in the EPL season?
So
one team.
one team.
Oh, for both.
For one for the highest,
Oh,
and
one
it's
for
the
the
same,
highest.
and it's the same for the lowest. So they featured in both games.
Oh, I could answer this actually.
Yeah.
Tottenham.
Okay.
Man City.
I'm going to go Liverpool.
Do you want to keep going until you
Oh, we haven't got it. Wait. We'll get a couple of guesses at it. Not. So it could be. It might be a lower team. Like
I'm just thinking who's
got a big
who's
stadium?
played Luton away, pretty much.
That's why I said Tottenham.
That's why I
they
said
played
Liverpool.
Luton away.
That's why I said Liverpool
Yeah.
too.
oh yeah, Man City
Arsenal.
haven't played there.
Arsenal.
We got a big stadium,
who else
and we
is-
played at Luton and at
who else?
I'll
Bournemouth.
go Manchester United.
I'll go. Not Chelsea.
Come on, Stats Guy, hurry up.
Dude, we already said Liverpool. Crystal Palace. It's not them.
Should I give it up? or-
Yeah.
Yeah, give it
All
up.
right. So no points.
It's going to
It
be
was
West Ham, isn't it?
Chelsea.
Oh, we have a small
Wait.
stadium.
Really?
So who they
So
played?
Man United was the highest attended match.
Oh, yeah, because
And
we...
Bournemouth was the lowest attended match.
I was thinking home matches.
So Arsenal play. I thought Arsenal at home. They played away against Bournemouth
got
and
that.
Luton. Tottenham had done that.
In my head, I was thinking Chelsea doesn't have a massive stadium,
Yeah, that's what
so
I
it
was
can't be
thinking.
them. But then, of course, you can play away games.
Well, that's why I thought West Ham would be a shout because
Yeah, they
they
got a
got
big
a
stadium.
massive crowd. Be like,
Oh, Leo does us again. We've looked so
boys
bad
need
at
to
these
get
quizzes. That was pretty easy.
you guys are the Chelsea fans.
I'll take this
you
off for
should be
now.
better.
I'll put it back.
Well, we play at a stadium that only holds about 40.
I think. Yeah.
So
But there's away games, which I just completely forgot
they're
about.
both away games.
All right, well,
Fair play, Leo.
we suck at trivia. Drop in the comments wherever you are if you got that correct because, we're not good.
Well, we'll say we'll give a shout out to the Chelsea away end then.
Yeah,
They'll
get
obviously
around
show
them,
up.
Oh, no, Manchester United fans like, it's Chelsea. We might win this one.
You've seen John Terry goes to some of the away games. He's been to a couple, so yeah.
Great, don't care. Australians in action over the weekend. Well, for the Matildas, most of them are on break at the moment. A bunch of them are back in Australia for the next week or so as the WSL has finished up in England. So they finished up this week. Arsenal lost to Tottenham in a derby. Not ideal. But here locally in Australia, I think tonight, so Thursday night, Steph Catley, Caitlin Ford and Mackenzie Arnold, and Alana Kennedy, sorry. They're doing like a showcase.
They are,
at Commonwealth Bank Stadium in Sydney. So that'd be awesome. You know, good luck to them. Hopefully they sell it out. But locally, Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory is in a derby this weekend, Saturday at Amy Park.
before the men's
That's
as well,
before
yeah.
the men's.
Yeah.
My missus has been texting me all week going, are we going to this game? Are we going to this game? She's like, I want to go to a game. I'm like, all right, we're going.
That'd be a good game,
Yeah,
actually.
so we're members of City, so let's go City.
Nice.
More importantly, and I'm not going to hit the table, insert table hit right here. The Matildas are playing at Marvel Stadium on the 28th of February. Let's go!
Yeah, we have to get tickets for that, surely.
I've
Oh,
already
they
got-
sold out. I'm so mad.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've
through. Should we get
You've really just beat
Should we
me
get
to
some corporate tickets?
Yeah, maybe.
Or we just asked for media access.
We get some tickets that and then Alex can go by himself.
Well, more importantly, I bought tickets in the pre-sale like a genius.
I missed it.
It is my lovely girlfriend's birthday that day.
Oh.
Happy birthday, darling. We're going to watch football.
Wait, so that means you have at least one spare ticket for us?
Does she know that she's getting that?
Yeah, she already does. Oh, yeah, because when it came out, she's like, "Are we going to go?" Because she has a Steph Catley jersey.
I don't want to. I feel like I could say something bad here, but like, let's say worst comes to worst. If you guys break up, and you have a spare ticket.
Wait, you realize we're going to Thailand and Vietnam? Like,
They're getting
So
married.
you
They're
have
getting
a
married.
spare ticket
no,
for
because
Thailand and Vietnam too.
I get back on the Monday and we go to the game for her birthday.
Lucky she doesn't listen to this podcast. I reckon.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
She'll hate me.
It's all right. She'll be like, "You're a child. Shut up." But more importantly, so it's sold out as of Thursday morning. It is the 12th consecutive Australian sellout by the Matildas, which is an
Awesome.
absolutely phenomenal effort.
Is that in Australia?
In Australia.
Yeah.
So 12 consecutive sellout
The World Cup.
in Australia. So obviously all the World Cup games, a couple of the lead-up games as well. And now this 55,000 tickets at Marvel Stadium. We win. We go to the Olympics. Let's go. Suck it, England. You aren't.
Yeah.
All right. Socceroos players, boys, what are they up to?
I'm going to start off with Sammy Silvera, a guy that I didn't really know too much about. He came over from Central Coast Mariners. Now he's killing it at Middlesbrough. I think Marcus wrote down, I wrote down he's scored 3 goal contributions in 4 games in the EFL Cup. So he's gone really well there. And he's scored a winner, is that right, against Swansea?
Yes.
Yeah.
He scored a winner against Swansea. Majority of those, he's not really starting in the league for Middlesbrough, but he's coming off the bench. I think I'll mention Tom Glover as well.
Yep.
Came on for his debut, which is basically pointless. He came on in like the 90th minute in the cup.
Yep.
So good on him.
Yep.
But I think Nathaniel Atkinson and Kyle Rolls for Hearts doing really well. Got a win over Celtic, 2-0 win.
Oh, I was filthy
At
with
Celtic
that.
Park, wasn't it? I think
I stayed
so.
up for that. I was absolutely filthy.
Did Marco Tilio feature in that game?
He did. Marco Tilio has been really good off the bench. I think there's a lot of the young guys coming up straight from the A-League and doing all right in the Scottish League, especially, and then Middlesbrough as well, Sam Silvera. So we've got a lot of good young guys coming through for the Socceroos, not just the older guys that we've been relying on probably for the last 5 years or so. You've also got one of the older guys, Jackson Irvine, up to 7 assists for St. Pauli in Bundesliga 2. They're still second. I think if they get another win, they go back up to first in the Bundesliga 2. So hoping that St. Pauli can jump up into the Bundesliga. Also, Connor Metcalf, the Aussie, plays for them as well. So they're going really well.
I think a lot of players now are more going to Europe. I think it's not easier to go to Europe. It's still very, very difficult, but easier than it has been.
Yeah.
For previous Australian players, which is a really good sign.
Actually, one more guy that I talked about last week on the podcast, he scored again, Bruno Fornaroli. He literally just keeps putting his hand up to play for Australia. I know it's in the A-League, but he's got 12 goals in 8 games.
Yep.
And some of the ways he's scoring the goals, everything that touches his boot at the moment is just going in. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's put into a squad I don't know, for some of the qualifiers coming up because he's in unbelievable form, Bruno.
Yep.
All right, don't mind. And we had someone retire yesterday too.
Did we?
Great, good stuff.
I didn't see
You're on the Socceroos players.
Massimo Luongo retired from international.
I
duty.
knew that. Yes. Damn.
Good stuff.
I thought you were talking about football altogether.
No, just an international retirement.
Yeah, Massimo
Socceroos.
Luongo.
Yep. Very interesting with the Asian Cup coming up. All right, fantasy chat for this weekend. Most importantly, Manchester City do not play this weekend because, well, let's be honest, they decided to bend the rules in Manchester City's favour as Manchester City are playing in the World Club
World Cup.
Jesus Christ.
He's had a man there.
Yeah, Klopp. So Jurgen Klopp is very mad about this actually because so a few years ago when Liverpool played in this, they had to field basically a second and third string team in the EPL the next day.
Yep.
But because it's Manchester City and we bow to people, they are allowing Manchester City's game to be postponed. I'm not saying that it's unfair, but it's unfair.
Yeah.
Make them play. Don't care. Make them play a third string team.
I'm trying to think when Chelsea played in the Club World Cup, what sort of... I
We-
think we had a break.
We had a break
played
as
in a
well.
break,
Yeah. So, but they don't most.
So Liverpool get stitched up and Manchester City don't.
Well, we won the Champions League after Liverpool did. So I think they changed it possibly for us.
Because they're like, yeah, okay, that's not great, making them play.
So it's been like that for a little bit, but
yeah.
But yeah, with that no City game, it's tough because I got 3 City players in my fantasy team. It's a bit annoying.
Yeah,
Especially
Haaland's going on the bench.
people getting rid of Haaland, I think, are very dumb. I think if he comes back even in 2 more games, he's so expensive. So
You'll need to note if he plays in this game, though, is he's still under an injury cloud.
yeah,
So,
I reckon he might be injured even for the next couple of games. But even in fantasy, he's worth.
that means he misses 5 games, Stats Guy.
I know, but
Why
he's
would you
worth-
want to keep him in?
he's
he
worth
misses the next
14
couple
million.
games, misses 5.
He's with
That'd be 5 overall.
Next
He's already
couple
missed 2.
games.
Yeah, so
yeah,
he misses-
including the ones already he's
Yeah.
already missed. I think he's.
Oh, as in total.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would still keep him just because he's worth 14 million. That's like 3 players worth. So yeah,
I'm
I'd
never
keep him.
coming to you for financial advice ever.
When he comes
Ooh.
back in 2 or 3 weeks, you'll get a hat trick and yeah.
That's great. You can buy him then. So obviously no City, no Brentford players there. So, but Wolves, Stats Guy, you wanted to talk about them, even though they are coming up against your beloved Chelsea.
Look, I think Chelsea could win, but they're going to probably score. Cunha and Hang Hee-chan have been really good for Wolves, just scoring pretty much every game or assisting. So they've been really good midfield picks in fantasy. Really surprised me because no one would have picked either of them at the start of the season. So they've been really good.
Great.
I think it was actually Matthias Cunha who scored an absolute worldie against
He did.
Chelsea last season.
He did
at
actually,
Molineux.
Yeah, so hopefully he doesn't do that again as a Chelsea fan. But if you got him in your fantasy team, then go for that.
And if you haven't traded out Kieran Trippier, sack him. Get someone else in.
Oh, he was
He is
so
horrible.
bad against Chelsea.
We said last week, he's out of form. He looks horrendous. He missed his penalty in the penalty shootout, and a mistake of his led to the equalising goal for Mykhailo Mudryk. So
He was horrible.
get rid of Kieran Trippier. He's letting you down.
He only played 20, 30 minutes because he got subbed on as well. He didn't start. So
And in the whole 20, 30 minutes, it was horrible. So
Yep.
yeah, stay
There we go.
clear of him.
Suck on that one, Newcastle. All right, that is us done and dusted here for this week on Football Today. We will be back next Thursday to wrap up 2 match days, basically, and then look ahead to the weekend as well. So I can't wait for it. It's going to be a huge couple of weeks here in the EPL. If you haven't checked us out on social media, please check out Football Today AU or Football Today Pod, because there's the username and the actual site name on, X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We're all there.
Yep.
Marcus and Stats Guy will start abusing you on the internet if you disagree with them. And then
right.
I might come off the top rope if you've got a Tottenham profile picture and you want to fight me. So check us out. We're putting a lot of fun stuff up on the socials at the moment. It's a good time. So really good time to get on board with the show as we are just sort of giving birth to this new baby of ours, shall we say.
Yeah, okay, if you want to put it that way. Yeah.
Thanks, boys. Enjoy Christmas.
Thank you. Go Chelsea.
Great. Shout out to Leo and Gerald behind the camera. Absolute great mountain of work that those blokes do. We'll catch you next week. Make sure you enjoy your Christmas. Fill up on that turkey. Have a good one.